Things are happening.
Hey everybody, this is Matt. We're at Texas Toast Guitars. Chris is trying feverishly to log in to. Hold on, I have to log in. Okay, vamp for a little while.
So Chris is trying to log into the Patreon so we can play Stump Matt and Chris Trivia.
Because I didn't get any questions in my email.
Oh man,
What a ripoff!
it's wanting to verify the device. Fuck that. I'll just read them off the email. So. All right, so just
Okay.
stop. Just stop with that.
All
Stop
right.
with that nonsense there. So, did you guys know it's Super Bowl Sunday, whatever that is?
What?
Yeah. Apparently, that's a whole thing.
It's
Carrie Ann,
it's-
come
it's
on,
Like,
it's
it's
like-
like Christmas.
Yeah.
It's a big
yeah.
sports ball match.
Everybody's got their devices and they're watching and it's yakety yakking and yeah. So,
I turned mine down.
okay. Moving right along. There's quite a few comments. Looks like some people are joining us and
Yeah.
they're not really watching the Super Bowl. What's funny?
News of the plywood Les Paul.
Yeah.
Somebody already asking about that?
Yeah.
Did you see the picture
my
for the title
word.
of this? That's the progress. There is progress.
I actually made a quick video today about the plywood guitar because I've gotten so many questions about when's it going to be done? Why isn't it done yet?
You could be getting it done right
Why
now.
aren't you doing it right this second? And the only thing that I can say that's good about that is at least they're not bugging me about the EBO bass. Excuse me. Now there'll be a buttload of the EBO bass things.
Yeah.
I told one guy I threw that guitar away.
You did not throw it away.
I
It's
did not
still
throw
here.
it away.
It
It's
was in
still here.
paint or
Yeah.
sealer.
Yeah.
And then we got busy doing some other stuff, and we had to prepare for a class this week.
That's right.
Weekend, and that took.
Yeah, the
a
other
bit of
thing is,
time, and-
guys, you can settle down on the plywood because I'm not selling it, so you can't buy it. So
You
what do you
can't
care?
have it.
Yeah, it's my thing. You can't have it. So anyway, there's a video coming up about some progress on that, but we were busy today too. So, you know, and it's not because we're resting on our laurels. It's because we don't really rest. Oh shit, the microphone thing.
No one's complaining.
Oh, they weren't. Okay.
No.
No, it's usually pretty good. It's slightly better with it plugged in.
Oh, okay.
So, well, Doug Cook is finally catching it live.
Way to go, Doug.
Finally.
What
Not
was he
watching
doing?
the sports ball?
Yeah, what was he doing all the other times?
I don't know. None of my business.
None ya?
Well, I'm glad everybody decided to join because
Yeah.
I was kind of concerned about how many people would or wouldn't watch based on the Super Bowl going on.
Yeah, I don't even know
So-
who's in the Super Bowl. I think people just are watching for the commercials this year,
I think
unless
it's-
you're a fan
I think
of
it's the
whoever.
Toronto Argonauts and the Ottawa Rough Riders
Yep.
this year.
Yep. Yep. So, Chris, your beard is looking full and vibrant, and you're on your way to you're getting your Santa Claus gig for December.
I'm going to make a bunch of money as Santa Claus.
You're gonna make bank, dude.
Yeah, come December. November and December. Yeah, because there's nothing I like better than a bunch of wet little kids.
Yeah, getting their grubby little mitts on.
That
Yeah.
sounded really bad, by the way. I just want you to know.
Oh yeah, maybe yeah. Well,
no,
okay.
I'm not going to do Santa Claus.
What are you gonna do with your beard? We talked a little bit about this the other day.
I don't know. Just wait and see what
All right.
happens, you know? How
Okay.
about you? What are you going to do with your beard?
I am going to eventually just hack it back off again. I'm not really happy with it, and yeah, I like all this hair. There's so much hair. It gets in the shower. It gets everywhere.
Yeah.
And I need shorter hair and less face hair. So yeah.
I just
anyway.
pulled a Caswell.
What'd you do?
It spilled on my pants, and now it looks like I peed
Is
myself.
Joseph?
That's what Joe did
Oh, did he do
yesterday.
that? Is he watching? I think
He is watching. I saw
Cool.
him on here, yes. Hey, Joe, I just pulled a U.
Poor Joe. So, and Mrs. Toast is here. Hey, did you guys know that when we do the reveal videos on Friday, it's just Chris and myself? Mrs. Toast is not here.
Oh, do people talk to me?
Well, people are like, hey, Chris, Matt, what they really say is, hey, Mrs. Toast, Chris, and you too, Matt, if you're there. So,
They
I
get
guess
it.
Matt, too, 3 lines
and I
down.
guess
Yeah.
Matt too.
I am omnipotent. I am always.
I know. So there have been lots of good things going on in the shop this week. What's funny? What's funny, Biggs?
Joseph says better than a lance.
Pulling a lance, I guess.
Pulling a Lance? Okay.
Yeah.
Lance might be like listening to this as he drives up
He
the
could
mountain.
be, yeah. I don't know what a lance is, but we should come up with something.
Pulling
like
a
when
lance.
like when your finger gets poked and it really hurts and you bang it on everything all the rest of the day.
Okay.
That's
Sure,
how I
sure.
lance.
Well, yeah. All right. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, you guys. It's Sunday, happy hour. Yesterday was the setup class, and that was it was a 10-hour class. Things went long, and we ended up hanging out with it was a great group of guys. Joseph and John and Pascal all did great work, and it was great to hang out with those guys. We hung out with them from Pascal showed up early, like 9:30. He was here before you were here,
Yeah, I got here at 9:45.
and everybody was super cool, and we had so much fun. We were here till like 8 or 8:30. It was just a good time. So if you missed the setup class, we're going to tell you a little bit about it later in the live stream. But if you missed it, stay tuned. There's going to be another one coming up soon. But man, it takes it out of me. It's like, I don't know why, but like I went to bed early last night. I slept in this morning. That might have been more more taxing than the guitar building class that we did last time in November.
Think?
Nah, I don't think so.
I'm just saying. Well, you weren't there for any of those things. What do you know?
Well, I think that after a while,
Mm-hmm.
you forget the pain a little bit,
Oh, maybe.
you know,
Yeah.
and it kind of goes in the back file in your brain. And
Those were 5 long days in a row. So, anyway, so what did you think of the setup class, Chris?
I had fun. I think everybody in the class had fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
We had 2 local guys and a guy from France by way of Houston, Texas. So that was cool.
You know, I really enjoy imparting my knowledge on people less knowledgeable. It gives me a warm feeling.
I thought you were going to say internationally. You're
Gives
kind
me
of
a
like
warm feeling internationally.
no, you're kind of like a guitar ambassador.
like a coffee creamer commercial.
I really
Yeah.
am. Yeah. I mean, it feels good to. It's people helping people. Is really what it is. Feels so good.
Right on. Right on.
Yeah.
I had a dream last night that I was on the Joe Rogan podcast. Did you know that?
You told me about that.
You know what we talked about? Guitars and my cut-off jeans. I don't know why, but yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it totally was a real dream I had last night. So maybe one day you'll get to see that in action. So there are lots more big events coming up here this month. The next one is February 13th. Dan from Guitar Wood Experts will be here in the shop, and you can come to the shop. That's a Thursday night. You can come out here and hang out with Chris, and maybe Mrs. Toast will be here. I'm not sure, and begrudgingly I'll be here. And you can hang out with Dan from Guitar Wood Experts and ask him all kinds
I'll be here.
of questions. Are you going to come? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So that would be a fun thing. And if you can't make it, I realize that not everybody lives in Colorado. And I also realize that Colorado's a big place. So if you can't make it to the shop that night, it's going to be a live stream where you can actually ask Dan questions live. So I'll probably put out a thing to Patreon members first to see if they have any questions that they want to make sure get answered. But it will be a live event, and we'll do what we can.
Yeah.
Sound good? Okay.
Yeah, we'll make it interactive.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll live stream it. It'll be cool. It'll
Okay.
be fun.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
looking
working on some new techniques.
like filming techniques.
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, I'm going to move the camera around,
Ooh.
but try and hold it still
Okay.
at the same time.
Cool.
Billy B and Blues just bought some tops from Dan because of you guys.
Oh yeah, did you
Cool.
tell him that that?
And he says they're awesome.
Oh, good.
He said you all.
Oh, not the
Y'all.
tops. Okay.
Y'all.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, my friend.
Good.
Speaking of our industry partners, besides Dan at Guitar Wood Experts, I want to tell you guys about something. Excuse me. Very sorry. Something that's very timely because of the setup class, and that is a few wrenches that we got from Cheryl and John at Bitterroot Guitars. You guys remember the guys at Bitterroot Guitars? They had these truss rod wrenches made, and I know what you're thinking. Well, that just looks like a couple of Allen keys that are bent. and you'd be right, but they have that kind of ball end on the end there. So this is the hot setup for if you have a guitar that looks like this.
Nobody has a guitar that looks like that.
Yeah, actually Dan Erlewine does. So you can get the, let's see, that's probably not the right one, but these guys go into, there we go, into like Fender style headstocks, and you can adjust the truss rod that way. Having this section here be longer is really pretty nice because you don't worry about scratching the face of the headstock. You know what I mean? And then you have a lever here. Now, how much, Chris, would you expect to pay for something as cool as that?
But wait, is there more?
For your toolbox arsenal.
$79?
You would be way off. These are like, I think Cheryl told me these are under $5.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is if you type in TX Toast at checkout, you get an extra 15% off. So that is a cool thing. So give those guys at Bitterroot some love. And if you type in the TX Toast, you don't have to tell them we sent you. You could use these as divining rods. I don't know how they work, divining rods, but I do know that they work on truss rods. And we used these yesterday afternoon at our setup class, and you guys should have them too because they're cheap and good. Oh, and made in the United States, by the by. So
yeah, so
they're
not
not
actually the correct size.
They're actually the right thing. Yeah, they're not the craptastic.
the close, but not really.
Yeah.
Probably gonna round out the hole.
Here's how
socket.
you know these are good. I got these from Cheryl. We ordered a bunch of stuff from Bitterroot, and I got an order, and I'm like, oh, these are cool, and like they vanished, and I'm like, where'd those wrenches go? And Chris is like, what wrenches? And I'm like, the ones that Cheryl sent us from Bitterroot. I don't know what you're talking about. They were on his bench because he stole them. Like we didn't even have them one day, and Chris swiped them.
I'd like to think that I put them away.
Yeah, but only in a place where only you would know where they were.
But
how did you then
who
know
else are you
where
going
they
to
were?
ask? I can't find these wrenches.
I guess that's
Hey, Chris,
true.
do you know where they are?
I
Yeah,
guess
they're right
that's
here
true.
because I put them away and I know where they are.
But yeah, only it was all like, what?
Yeah,
Who?
huh? No,
Where?
those are mine. I brought those from home. I've had those for a long time.
So anyway, guys, go over to Bitterroot Guitars and check out these wrenches for truss rod adjustment. They are very cool and very affordable. And remember to type in TX Toast at checkout. Okay.
Yep.
Moving right along. What else has been going on in the shop that we can talk about, Chris?
I don't know.
Not very much of anything.
No, lots of secretive projects.
Yeah.
Top secret.
Top secret. Oh, we had a good reveal on Friday. What was that, man?
Nothing. I
Oh.
didn't say anything.
We had an excellent reveal, and lots of people liked the Orange Daily Driver. That, by the way, is still available. Remember when we said we would have it up on the website for sale, and you could just click buy now?
Uh-huh.
We haven't done that yet.
That's because we had a lot of other stuff going on.
Yeah, we had a few
on
things
Friday.
happening.
And
so.
we broke one of our New Year's resolutions, which was to have all the for sale guitars on the website before we did a reveal.
Yep,
And what did we do?
we dicked it up.
Dropped
You
that
guys
ball
made a New Year's
completely.
resolution.
Chris did. Yeah.
You guys are so cute.
Anyway, so what's been going on in the comment section? Anything we need to get to right away?
I don't think so. Joseph says those wrenches ruled. He's going to get some.
Good.
Get you some, Joseph.
Get you some.
I'm apparently the DB Cooper of guitar wrenches. I did not jump out of a plane after I hid them.
Yeah, Richard of New York was wondering earlier if your cutoffs were Daisy Dukes.
They're awfully close.
Thank God, no.
Yeah.
No one wants to see that.
What did Joe
Oh, they
Rogan
did.
think of your shorts?
Yeah.
That was what, like I say, in my
Was he wearing?
No,
cutoffs?
he was laughing at me for having those, and I said I could make a custom pair for him, and that was just sort of this went off on this, yeah. Matt, sure. Yeah, I think it was because I got so much grief for those shorts from people.
Then did you guys do the Dutch rudder?
No, we didn't. I guess I woke up
not
before
yet.
that part. Anyway, so guys, if you have any questions for us, please leave them in the comment section as we go through the live stream. We will try to get to them as much as we can. Sometimes, though, it gets fast and furious over there, and we forget stuff or we miss stuff. If we don't answer your question right away, send it again, and we'll try to get to it. If we don't get to it, it's not because we don't like you. It's because we missed it. You can always send me an email to the website, and that's texastoastguitars.com. Or you can leave it in the comment section of the video after, because I can't comment on the live stream. Sound fair, everybody? Okay.
Cool.
What else, Chris? Are you ready to be stumped? Earlier today, I posed a question to Patreon members, and that was that we wanted to do some. Mrs. Toast actually came up with this idea last week, and that was to do some guitar trivia.
No, actually, it was a comment.
Oh,
I didn't mean to.
Oh, I thought that was your idea.
No.
okay. So this is going to be. So I posed the question to Patreon members to ask us some trivia. I promised them I wouldn't cheat, and I have no idea what the questions are. So Patreon members have asked some questions. You want to get right down to it?
Sure.
All right. So I have to load it up here. Why don't you go vamp for a little bit, Chris? I was kind of thinking maybe.
You thought I might talk instead?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking.
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right, so here we go. Ready?
Oh, I was ready to vamp.
The
Yes.
first one is from Andrew, and I told everybody that go ahead and try to stump us. It'll probably be pretty easy.
Yeah, unless this. Yeah.
This one is from Andrew Mandiak, and I have no idea. What was Fender's first 5-string bass? This is a question for you.
I believe it was an instrument called the Bass 5.
For reals? Or are you
Yes.
just making up
No,
things?
it's the
Okay.
Bass 5. I think it came out in about 1966. They later used those parts to make the Fender Swinger.
Ooh, the Swinger.
Is that right?
We'll find out here. Well, that's the problem is we don't know. I mean, yeah, there's no way to really check.
Oh, so they didn't put the answers.
Well,
Okay.
in this instance, he did not. No.
Okay.
So,
But instead of a lower string, it had a higher string.
Did it really?
Yeah. So it went. Yeah. It had a high A.
we've often talked about doing that, like having why everyone wants to tune down and why don't they tune up. You know what I mean? Why,
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah. Yeah. That'll show them.
We had a customer come in this week who bought the RD from us. He actually commissioned the RD, and he was tuning down, but he had some bigger strings, but he was tuning down to C, except for the lowest string, which he tuned down another full step to A sharp. And he just didn't have enough string. He didn't have enough ass on the strings to they were just flippy floppy. And then Joe came in yesterday and he was putting like 70s on. His A string was a 70 or something. He had some big beefy numbers
Yeah,
on there.
yeah.
Joe, why are you working so hard?
He's
So
making
Doug
moves.
Cook says the Fender 5 is correct.
It's good that some people are going to keep us
Yeah.
honest. Okay,
Yeah,
you ready for the
yeah.
next one?
Uh-huh.
All right, hold on. Come on, phone. Let's do our thing here. Caden Luttrell asks, David Gilmour took his famous black Strat off the wall of Hard Rock Cafe. I'm imagining it's Hard Rock Cafe. So he took his guitar off the wall from the Hard Rock Cafe to tour with again. Which Hard Rock Cafe was it hanging in? I've only been to the one in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Las Vegas.
Okay, I'll say the one in downtown L.A. There's one in downtown.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Wasn't
we'll
there
find
one
out.
in Denver for a while?
Yes, there was
Is
one
there
down
still?
on
Is it
16th
gone?
Street Mall. I think it's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you stumped us. Unless
Yep.
unless we just happen to guess it right.
I just have a random question.
Yes, ma'am.
How long ago did you make those shirts that you're wearing now?
2011?
That was the last time?
Yeah.
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 So they're pretty much all gone.
Oh, they're more than pretty much all gone. This is the last one.
There you go.
Does someone want one?
Yes, I'm having a thing going right
Oh,
now.
okay,
That
okay.
was it.
All right. Follow-up question from Caden. What does the ES in ES 335 stand for?
I know.
I do too.
Go ahead.
Right. Okay. On the count of three, we'll both say it. Right.
Oh, wait.
So it'll be 1, 2, 3, and then we say it.
Okay.
Are you thinking up something that stands for that ES could be? And
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm not ready. Now I have to think of something that it's not, that
no,
it doesn't
okay,
actually
you ready?
stand for. No, I'm not.
Oh.
Okay, I'm ready. Ready?
Uh-huh.
The ES in ES 335 stands for 1, 2, 3. Extremely
Money Tribute
satisfied.
Band. Extremely satisfied, yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, actually, I believe that stands for Electric Spanish.
Yes.
So yeah, but it could stand for Eddie Money Tribute Band.
Or piss Billy Gibbons off. No.
Would that be Eddie Counterfeit Money?
No, there was a thing where we were posed the question: what is the philosophy of use of the Texas Toast Moderni? And actually, what did we want to call that? The contempo.
Contempo.
The Y.
No, that's the
The
V.
V is the
Oh,
Y.
yeah,
The
sorry,
contempo
sorry.
was
The
yeah.
contempo.
So
I wanted
if
expeditionist.
if I-
that was for the explorer.
that was the adventurer.
Yes, that's
yeah.
But if
I
I
want
put
the expeditionist.
contempo on the thing, we don't get any hate.
No.
So you have to use the Gibson name if you want to get the hate
Yeah.
from the viewers.
All right. Moving right along
Extra
here.
sexual. Yes.
Extra sexual. That'd have been so much better than what I said. Okay. Griddle says, why did B.B. King name his guitars Lucille?
B.B. King?
B.B. King.
I know the answer.
And-
I know the answer.
Do you know the
I
answer?
know who the winner is.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming
Well,
you
if
know
I
the
know,
answer.
I'm thinking everybody knows.
I really
That was
don't.
his mother's
You don't
name.
know? Actually, it's not his mother's name.
Oh.
And there was, B.B. King was playing a show in a roadhouse that caught fire. And apparently there were two guys that were fighting over the same girl. And through the course of events,
They died in the fire?
no,
Okay.
but the girl's name but it was sort of like, and when the cow kicked it over the roadhouse where B.B. King's guitar was, caught fire. It was something happened because of this fight these two guys had over this girl whose name was Lucille. And B.B. King ran in to get his guitar, and I don't think he ever met this girl, but yeah, her name was Lucille, and that is how the story goes, as they say. You don't believe me?
I'm
You
not
think it was
saying I
his
don't
mama?
believe you. I'm just saying that, you didn't tell it very well.
Andrew St. Pierre says Matt is
Thanks
correct.
Thanks a pile, Mrs. Toast.
Yep.
Thank you, Andrew St. Pierre.
And then Driddle says ding ding ding, winner winner, chicken dinner.
I'm surprised you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
I don't know why I thought it was his mom.
Okay. All right. Martin Brennan asks, you're not missing anything. I took the Browns to the Super Bowl earlier and nobody cared. I get it, but.
The
unless
Browns
you're-
is the worst name for anything. The Browns.
Yeah.
Remember that dish
The
I liked at the
greens.
Irish place was called the Hot Brown?
The Hot Brown.
It was
yeah.
really good, but it was like, really, the Hot Brown? You might as well call it like a hot Carl or something.
Steaming-
Hot
steaming
know,
hot,
yeah.
Actually, so Martin's trivia, he has two things here. Trivia, John Entwistle's ideal 70s bass was a mashup of what two production models?
I'll say the PJ and the Precision and the Jazz.
Okay.
Sorry.
I think that what he's referring to is Entwistle had a Gibson Thunderbird bass, and which, as you know, were neck through.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, Gibson necks are not exactly known for being the most road-worthy instruments, and something happened and the neck broke.
Mm-hmm.
So what he did was he routed it out for a Fender P-bass neck. It might have been a jazz bass neck.
Mm-hmm.
But what he essentially did was put a Fender bass neck, thank you, love, Fender bass neck on a Gibson Thunderbird
boss.
bass.
Okay.
And there have been a lot of guys who have done stuff, have kind of redone that technique that Entwistle pioneered in the 70s.
Okay.
Is that right? Is that the
I
answer you
haven't
were looking
seen-
for?
I haven't
Okay.
seen that that's right or wrong. So until we get confirmation, I'll say
And I'm not sure that was his ideal, but I know that that's something that
that's
happened.
a story.
Yeah.
It's a
All
good
right.
story.
You sold that one.
Okay,
Yeah, you
good.
really did. Yeah.
All right. Well, let me know what you guys think. Ed Billy and Blues Burke writes, at what exact point in a build does one know the body will have a top? In a build, does one know the body will have a top binding and stain rather than an opaque finish? Wait a minute. Let me read that one more time.
Yes,
Okay.
please do.
At what exact point in a build does one know the body will have a top binding and stain rather than an opaque finish.
I'm going to give the number one answer that I can think of.
Top 5 answers on the board.
Okay. Whatever the person that paid to have the guitar built asked for.
So yeah, that's. But let's go down the wormhole a little bit and
Of course.
say, if you don't know if a guitar is not necessarily going to get binding, and then gets binding, it's usually because something happened and a big chunk of wood went flying.
Andrew St. Pierre says when the Bondo is still in the can.
Yeah.
Which there's some truth to that.
Sometimes if you have a top that doesn't quite get glued down perfectly and you can see like a dark line of glue, that's another time when binding kind of comes into play.
Some other times too, you'll match a couple pieces of maple and you'll think that they're going to look really great.
And it looks like
and then
poop.
you get sealer on it and you get this weird discoloration between the two different
Yeah.
pieces and it doesn't necessarily look good, or it's not as figured as you thought it was going to be, or something. Some weird thing happens
How
to it.
often
gonna
can
say
you
that.
can
Black.
you even some of that out with color?
Sometimes
Color,
you can, but
like a
but-
translucent color.
Yeah, but so you start putting amber on it or cherry red or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, amber, it just makes both sides darker.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still mismatched. It's just yellower mismatched.
Mm-hmm.
Red, especially if you're doing like a really dark, like burgundy kind of a thing, you can make it disappear more that way.
Okay.
But yeah, it has to be a darker finish to do it.
Cool.
Okay.
So at what point do you? I would say before the build actually starts,
Yeah, usually we try. That's one of the things that we try to do is make sure that we have all our ducks in a row and know exactly what the guitar is going to look like in the end before we start. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes,
Yeah, sometimes a guitar has different ideas.
well,
That's
yeah,
right.
and sometimes if you don't have a clear vision of what it's going to look like in the end, you end up with some pretty squirrely looking stuff. There's
some
one guitar
funky looking-
that I know that I'm thinking of in particular.
Oh.
And I can't say what it is, but it's yeah.
that kind of got went off the reservation
A
in
little
terms
bit,
of
yeah, and what you thought was going to be cool looking wasn't cool looking when it was done.
Wow, was it
And
my
I'm not going to
Prince
say what
Cloud
it is.
guitar?
And no, it's
Okay.
nothing that's in here. It's been a while. And
Did
there's
someone
probably
buy
a
it?
couple of them, yeah. And
Well,
yeah.
somebody liked it.
Oh yeah, and it's not a traditionally cool looking guitar.
Well, the guy who bought it thought it was.
Yep.
Okay.
That's all that matters.
All right, moving right along.
I just got him a beer, Mark. Relax.
Yeah, Mark. Okay. Oh, here's another one. Oh, there's actually 3 from Ed. Number 2. Who allegedly gave Mesa amps their boogie moniker? You know the answer to this one?
I do not.
You know the one? You know this one, Mrs. Toast?
I'm sorry, I totally checked out.
Okay. So it is my understanding, and I think it is the story goes like this: when the whoever it was that did the Mesa Boogie amplifiers originally started out hot rodding Fender Princeton amps, and Carlos Santana came into the shop one day and was playing it and said, "Hey man, that amp really boogies," because it was in the '70s. And people said words like boogie and right
All the
on.
time. That's what I remember. That's the number one thing I remember about the '70s was
Yeah.
how often I was saying boogie.
And right on.
Right on, man. That
So
boogies.
Carlos Santana is the one who
Okay,
allegedly
cool.
gave the name of the Mesa Boogie to.
Apparently, everybody knew that.
Oh,
There was
well,
many responses to the
okay,
question that
yeah.
popped up.
All right.
And Billy says, yeah.
Okay. And is anyone?
Dynamite.
Dynamite!
Dynamite.
Yep.
What about my end whistle thing? Is there any confirmation on that one?
I don't know.
Okay. No one knows. Okay. Here's finally he asks, what Gibson model is the all-time bestseller and has never been discontinued? Electric.
I'll say the 335.
I'll say the SG.
Okay.
Um,
dang, yeah. That's a
Because
good answer.
I think the SG is probably Gibson's most popular.
Yeah,
And
it
while the
definitely is
Les
now.
Paul is very
Yeah.
popular, it was discontinued in 1960 in favor of the SG.
Yes.
Now, but
The judges say it's the S.
oh, okay. But the SG
Uh-oh.
was originally called the Les Paul. So, but I don't think there's ever been a year where they haven't made SGs.
Chris wins.
The guy that asked the question says I win.
Oh, okay.
Everybody else says SG.
Yeah.
But the guy that
Yeah.
asked,
And I don't know that, I mean, I
Judges?
know that Scott and Andrew know their shit, but Billy B and Blues asked the question, so.
Well, how about this? I think that it's possible to say that the SG was called something else, and so that technically means it was discontinued as one
So
model.
Billy says, no, I meant Matt.
Dang it, man! Come on, you got
Wait.
me all wound up. I was
Wait,
feeling
so I don't
pretty
even know what
good.
happened.
He
I'm
said the
Yes,
wrong
you
name.
win.
He's like, no, I meant Matt.
Okay.
Yeah. Matt.
Yeah, and yeah. As soon as Matt said SG, I was like, yeah, that's probably it.
Well, the dirty knob said
So.
Entwistle used to fix his nuts with cocaine and super glue.
These nuts. Wow, that's an expensive nut repair.
Yeah, well, it doesn't take very much.
Still.
Cocaine or super glue?
Both.
Either one. All right, we've got a few more here.
The funny part is that he had super glue on him.
Oh, wait, that might be all of them.
All right, so there's a couple of questions that were asked. So if you give me
Okay,
a moment
so
while
yeah,
you
so
vamp, I will
everybody,
find them.
it looks like all of the Patreon questions have been answered, I think. Yep, and so thank you to all our Patreon members who, at $1 or more, I like to pose questions to you guys. Sometimes I give you a little heads up, and sometimes I ask like that day. So, but thank you for playing. It makes learning fun. So, Chris, now that you know that I'm doing that, which you probably knew already, if you ever come up with anything that you want to have patrons ask
Oh,
for
okay.
live stream, please let me know.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time finding. There's just a few questions.
I'll continue to
that were asked.
vamp with Chris. And by the way, if you guys have any trivia questions that you want us to answer,
Not exactly a trivia question.
Oh,
but a
okay.
question.
All right.
So Dick of New York,
Mm-hmm.
too short of 69.
Okay.
I'm just. If you get a really nice flame top and someone wanted it painted, would you paint it or get another top?
Boy, I would try to convince them to get another top for a number of reasons. One is it's the same amount of work to do whatever I'm doing with a piece of maple that's got figure or not. And if you want it painted black, then just use a
Yeah,
use a
that
cheaper
conversation comes up fairly early in the build process. You usually sit down with somebody and you're like, what's your vision for this guitar? What's the finish?
So someone's
And
like,
if-
I want a flame maple top with gold paint over it, and you're like, really?
Yeah, that
Now,
Like,
okay,
that
so
rarely happens.
but here's I think what he's really asking. If someone brings you a pile of lumber and says, "I want you to use this maple," this is, boy, it would have to be one of those things where, okay, they say, "Here's all this stuff. I want you to make a guitar with it. I want it to be black with, black metallic paint."
Yeah.
And I think he's asking, would you paint over it, or would we steal the maple top and replace it with another piece of maple?
Is that
And he
what
might
you're
not
asking?
have meant steal, but that's what it would be if
Yeah,
someone said,
yeah.
here's this maple thing, and then we're like, well, we're not putting that maple on there,
Yeah, yeah.
So it would have to. I would ask someone. I'd be like, hey, would it be okay if I did this, or do you definitely? Is this your granddad's maple, and you gotta have? If somebody wants it, and then that's what it is. Yeah.
And we're not exactly swimming in gorgeous flame maple top wood.
No.
So
Yeah, so
if
Richard's
somebody
saying yes,
really
pretty much.
really wanted that,
Mm-hmm.
we'd probably have to go and source it and start from there. And
Yeah, and
So-
if somebody said I want maple. Now sometimes you get maple and it's got a lot of figure in
turns
it,
out to
regardless
be pretty
of
good looking. Yeah. And then it's like, well, I got this pretty neat wood. Do you really want it black?
But sometimes you don't know until you get sealer
That's
on.
what I mean. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then you can, yeah. Well, no, I really want it black, and we've painted some pretty
Yeah.
nice wood.
Yeah.
Nothing that like broke my heart.
No,
But-
no, not like
Yeah.
Paul Reed Smith is chomping at the bit to use it
No,
on one of his
nothing like
guitars,
that.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Andy the Saint wants to know if you'd be willing to paint a Confederate flag on a Challenger. Yes.
I would not be willing to paint a Confederate flag on a Challenger. I would be willing to give a Challenger to Mike Learn and have him paint it however he wants. I do not have any paint skills to do stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't have any. I mean, I'm not. I don't have a dog in that hunt of like, this is bizarre. This is racist. This is. I don't. I'm not going to paint a bunch of Nazi like swastikas all over someone's guitar. I don't think that's cool. But, yeah. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know how to paint a Confederate flag. That's the cop-out answer. You know what I mean? But I know Mike has done all kinds of paint work for, you know.
Yeah, and he would do it.
Yeah.
I would only do it if the rest of the guitar was orange and said General Lee on it.
Oh, that'd be
Nice.
rad.
Yeah, then I
Nice.
would totally do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Julian Carmichael said nicely dodged.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with some of that stuff. Yeah, would you? I'm sure you can come up with all sorts of things that are radically offensive to somebody and put them on a guitar.
What was your high school mascot?
It was the Rebels. Yeah,
We were the rebels too. That's why
Yeah.
we're friends.
that's why. What was when I was in high school in Texas, the actual Confederate battle flag was our school flag for a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was when I was at in that school, they changed the flag, and they wouldn't allow you to have any Confederate flags at like football games and stuff.
So
but everybody did it.
so Richard of New York says the Daisy Dukes would really go well with the
Eh.
General Lee guitar. So all right, so Doug Cook, who's finally joining us live,
Thank you, Doug.
about time,
About time, Doug.
says, what is your guys' preferred stain/dye for coloring your guitars?
Okay, that's a great question. And I just talked with the guy from Trans Tint the other day. So I already spilled the beans. Let me get one of them. I got one over here.
I'll vamp some more.
Bam, dude.
So we already actually did a Texas flag guitar.
Yep.
Back in the Nitro days. So
Yeah.
it's really faded
Yeah,
out
Texas
now.
flag guitar would be cool.
Yeah, and the blue all faded out of it, and now it's
now it's
red,
gray.
white, and gray.
Great, yeah. So this is what we use for translucent colors. Now this stuff happens to be branded with the Stuart McDonald logo, but this is made by the guy's name is Doug at Trans Tint, and so you can buy Trans Tint at like Woodcraft or that other store that I don't go to, and it comes in all kinds of flavors, colors. The Stumac ones are cool because they're Doug.
Is his name Doug Cook?
No, well, I don't think so. Maybe his name's Jeff. Anyway, so I'm sorry if you're watching and I forgot your name, my friend. The Stumac ones are kind of formulated to be a little bit like some of the classic colors, like the Heritage Cherry that you'll find on Gibson guitars, or this one happens to be Tobacco Brown. So this is good stuff. You can mix that with lacquer and spray it, and it makes for a great, you can spray it on that way, and it works really great. You can mix this with isopropyl alcohol and actually use it as a stain for right directly onto wood. That works better than others on some woods. When we do that, we generally use it on something like ash, because ash takes stain and dye so well.
Takes it very evenly.
Yeah,
Other
that's
woods
right.
Take it not evenly. It soaks in at different rates.
So you get like a
and
blotch.
It ends up looking blotchy. Yeah.
So the really hot ticket for this is to do your sealer round on your wood, and then spray this in a matrix of some sort of lacquer. We don't use lacquer anymore. We use the PPG brand color blender. Their moniker is DBC 500. Mix this right in with DBC 500, shoot it, and then spray clear on it, and it looks like $100 million.
Yeah, we kind of make candy colors with
Yeah.
non-candy colors, like candy brown.
Candy
Isn't
brown.
really a thing, but
No,
but that's
no.
kind of what we do. Is we make this translucent.
One of the Trans Tint
Semi-translucent.
customers called me one time, and he wanted to spray headlights with he wanted them to look smoky. Mm-hmm. And he's like, can I mix that with DBC 500 and spray it onto them? I'm like, well, let me tell you what we do. And he was like getting all incredulous, like, you can't do that. And I'm like, look, man, this is what I do, and you asked me. So Or you're going to sit here and tell me that you. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to sit here and tell you that because that's in fact what we do. So,
Yep.
but other than that, yeah, and he was trying to cite all sorts of chemical reactions that would happen if you did that. And I'm like, well, I guess life sucks if you're you. I'm sorry your life turned out so hard.
Chris Hatton says Candy Brown is a stripper.
Oh,
I think I know that chick.
I think you do.
I think she owes me $50.
Candy Brown. You ever go into the champagne room with Candy Brown?
Candy Brown was that that super sexy private detective.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the big afro and the short shorts.
The Daisy Dukes.
Yep.
No, they weren't Daisy Dukes. They had the belt built into them.
Yeah.
They were like, what are they?
Like Dallas Cowboy cheerleader
Yes.
shorts.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
like that.
Mm-hmm. Candy
Yeah.
Brown.
And every private detective in the 70s had a suppressed revolver. That doesn't work, by the way. Anyway, what else you got? Anything good happening? What?
Nothing.
So this is what we use.
Yeah.
Dave.
And more often than not, unless it's ash and we're doing something fairly quick and easy, we spray color over the sealed wood rather than applying the color directly to the wood.
Hey, didn't we do a video though where we mixed this with isopropyl
Distillate?
alcohol and sprayed it
That
as
was the Trailer Park Sunburst.
Trailer Park
Yeah,
Sunburst. That was on Brett's guitar that got monkey grip green after that. But we were able to get a fairly decent looking sunburst with spray.
We did a Telecaster too.
That's right, one of the daily drivers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
showed up on
yeah.
Reverb the other day. Didn't it?
No, it ended up getting sold at Flipside, and then that guy sold it on eBay or something like that, and then the new guy got a hold of you and he's like, "Hey man, this guitar is really neat." And we
That's
said,
right.
Yeah, we know.
That's right. That's right. That's always weird to see guitars that come up for sale. I mean, it doesn't bother me
it
anymore.
is.
But yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
saw,
peculiar.
and it wasn't a Texas Toast guitar, and I told a little bit about this guitar before, but it was the first vintage guitar that I ever restored, a 65 Jag, and it was on Reverb. I got a hold of the guy, said, "Hey, I'm the guy that did the work. Any special deals?" And no. And it sat there and sat there and sat there, and I think finally somebody made him a low offer, and it turned out to be these guys, Mike and Mike, from this place called Mike and Mike's Guitar Bar in Seattle, Washington, or something like that, and they jacked the price way up, and let's just say that they are not encumbered with the truth when it comes to telling a good story about a guitar, because
Mike and Ike said it was all original.
Mike and Mike said, no, they didn't say that, but they think a lot higher of my work circa 2006 than I do at this point.
I think very highly of your work. Chris.
Well,
I know I give
It
you a lot
sounds
of
like
grief.
the guy
but-
that was reselling the car you sold him.
Yeah, and there was some funny stuff in there, and it's like they probably should know that's not the case, but I guess ultimately it doesn't really matter. So,
Excuse me.
Yeah,
Well, so if you ever go to Mike and Ike's Guitar Bar,
Mike and Mike, yeah.
do you like
yeah.
Mike and Ike's?
Oh, I love Mike and Ike's.
The candy, not the guitar.
Uh-huh.
I've never been to
Yeah,
a guitar.
yeah, I don't know anything about the guitar guys. I kind of do know something about the guitar guys, but yeah, Mike and Ike's and Automales on a road trip.
Oh, those are good.
Oh man, and you
Hey.
wouldn't think they'd mix, but they do.
Excuse me. You know what? Jeff LaQuatra came in here a couple weeks ago, and he was telling us about a brewery in Loveland that also sells fairly high-end guitars.
Yeah, and I
we
don't
should
know if
go there.
it's-
We should see if we can do a live shot. From
Yeah,
there.
yeah, and it was
That'd be fun.
I can't remember the name of it.
I thought it was Mike and Ike's Guitar Bar.
No, it's guitars and beers, or beers
Okay.
and guitars, or
Guitar bar.
yeah. Come over here and have a guitar bar.
Velvet
beer.
Jeff will know. We'll just call him and
Maybe it's
ask
called
him.
guitar beer.
Maybe. Yeah.
Anyway,
Are there any new questions that we have to? We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants for this live stream, y'all.
Yeah.
Lay something on.
Any thoughts on burnt finishes?
I don't know what that means.
There's a bunch of guys that are like charring wood, and I think it started out as some sort of maybe Japanese technique.
Oh, okay.
And you burn the wood. It sounds fun, but I don't know what you do past that. I've seen it on siding on houses, as a architectural
I was gonna say, it
idea.
looked like your house was
Set
on fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know anything more than that. We did do a fractal burnt.
Yep.
Or we're working on a fractal burnt.
That was neat.
Design that is pretty neat. Yeah.
What do they call it when you use a wood burning kit? They have a name for that. Oh crap!
Oh yeah.
It's not pointillism because that's little tiny point. It's well, it's something. Yeah, I don't know anything about wood burning, or we do have a branding iron that we use to brand.
Brett.
Yeah, Brett comes over and he usually gets branded. No, inside of neck pockets and necks. So that's fun. What else we got?
Yeah.
Anything?
Anything, Mrs. Toast?
No, I
Come
guess
on
so.
now.
Andrew,
How
say
about a promptu reveal? You guys were just working on putting something together.
Yeah.
You had to have this ticking clock.
It's only because I'm a completionist.
Yeah.
A completionist, that means you want to finish early?
No, it means I want to finish.
Can't wait till I can be done.
Yeah.
We don't have anything to reveal right now, but we do have something cool in the works that I want to do a series of videos on, more than just kind of throw it up there. I want to do some build videos and some other things like that. It is not prudent for me to spill the beans just yet on that stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have any classes coming up?
As a matter of fact, we do have classes coming up. The next one is a build your own guitar body class on Saturday, February 14th. Would you grab one of those body blanks that we got from Dan the Woodman?
Are they in back?
They're in back, yeah. So, as you guys know, I was talking about Dan is coming out to the shop on February 13th. That's a Thursday. And he'll be available to answer all your questions. We're just going to be doing a live stream, and you can hang out with Dan, or you can come to the shop. You can hang out with me and Mrs. Toast and Chris and Dan, and you can ask questions there. Or we're going to be doing a live stream for the whole night, and we're going to ask Dan a bunch of good questions. It's going to be a fun night. But the following Saturday the 15th, is
This is all I could find.
you have to build your guitar to this. No, so the following Saturday is going to be a build your own guitar bodybuilding class with Chris.
Bodybuilding class.
Bodybuilding with Chris. Get
Yeah.
yoked with Chris.
Yeah. Learn all my secrets to how I came up with this great bod.
So this is a 4-piece body blank that we got from Dan. We've got some 3-piece blanks that look really, really good too. But this will be what you will actually use in the class, and all the class materials are provided. So you'll be using what we call the modern technique of guitar building, which is a bolt-on neck and 2 pickups, and you'll design the body and you'll set the pickups in. You'll get to use my beloved pin router. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's not too expensive, and especially because you get all the stuff. Everything's included. So Chris and I spend all day working with you guys and making bodies, and you get to use. This is Swamp Ash from Dan the Woodman. This is how much did this thing weigh? 875 for this blank. It's actually pretty light.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good for a blank this big. It'll be depending on what you make, it'll be a nice light body.
Yeah. So you can. This is just one example of a 4-piece body. We also have 3-piece body blanks, and that is what is coming up next. If you want to, thank you, Chris. If you want to sign up for that class, you can go to the website. That's TexasToastGuitars.com and click on the class thing, and build your own body. Bodybuilding with Chris.
Bodybuilding with Chris. Someone wants to know if you can do like a set neck class.
We can do a set neck class. We do not offer any. We have nothing up on the website right now for set
But isn't
neck
that
class.
build your own guitar as a set neck?
No, build your own guitar
Is it bolt-on?
is a bolt-on neck.
Okay.
Yeah, but we cover everything. So in that class, you radius your fretboard, and you do inlay, and you press in frets, and you shape your neck, and you design your own headstock, and you design your own body, and you do all the electronics. And it's 5 days. It's a lot of work. And I mean, you could glue the neck in, but I think that's kind of an advanced guitar build, I think. And I'd be hard pressed to figure out a way to do it in 5 days. You know what I mean? So, because you know what happens is it's not just, oh, I want to build a set neck guitar. What it really is I want to build a 1959 Les Paul clone in 5 days.
Well, there's a very real difference between just a set neck and a Gibson style tenon joint on a Les Paul.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's even
And a carved top.
and
Binding.
Yeah.
Imagine, I don't even know, like, and I'm all jigged up to do a Les Paul. If somebody came to me and said, I want a Les Paul and I want it in 5 days, no way. There's absolutely no way I could even do all the woodwork in 5 days, I don't think. You know what I mean?
You can get all the wood done,
But paint? No way. No way
yeah.
in hell. Even if everything was perfect. Yes, ma'am.
Well, Mark wanted to know if he could stay with us.
Mark wants to know if he can stay with us. He can absolutely stay with Chris. Wait.
Sure.
I'm like, yeah, Bobby will bite you. But
Yeah, we have a really mean dog, Mark, and he has bitten everybody who he has met except for Mrs.
except for
Tuff.
guys named Mike,
No, that's true.
a couple of pregnant chicks,
Uh-huh.
and me. Anybody named Mike
Yep.
is pretty much safe.
Yeah, you're Mark, so yeah, you're right out, dude. Anyway, so yeah, guys, if you are interested in the guitar body, make your own guitar body class, please go to the website and check that out. That's going to be a fun day. Are we going to do staining and dyeing on the bodies too? We could touch on it. It's one day. It's going to be a long fucking day.
Yeah, I don't
too.
think there's really going to be any finish involved. in
Okay.
that.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Curtis Lee wants to know if you ever pop the neck off a set neck body.
All the time.
All the time, like every day.
The last one that I did was that EBO body we popped the neck off of. It's not easy, but it can be done. And the hardest bit is saving the finish. So it can be
Yeah.
So
done.
you like
but-
score it with a razor blade around the neck to cut like a nice little, like you're
Yeah.
cutting glass like a cat burglar in a
Kind
freaking
of.
James Bond movie or something.
Usually, if a neck is so out of whack that it needs to be steamed off the guitar, it's already cracked around the body, and you don't need to. But it's not a bad idea to do that. You can, if you're not planning on salvaging the finish, you can just heat the wood from the back, usually with a heat gun. If you are planning on saving the finish, you can pull one of the frets and drill a hole through one of the fret slots and inject steam into the joint and get it off that way, and that actually works really well too.
You kind of remind me a little right now of Doc Baker from Little House on the Prairie. Well, I'm gonna drill a hole in there. And I'm gonna smoke it out. And
I
then...
never really watched Little Horse Shit on the Prairie.
The top of Albert's head. Hearing
So
of the
Tony wants to know, where is the
heroines.
EBO?
I knew that was coming. It's in a case right down there. Well, so yeah, the EBO bass is another one of those ones. I think people have just resigned themselves to it's never going to get done. It'll get done.
It'll get done. It's one of those guitars that you work on when you have extra time.
Yep.
And that guitar got started at the old shop.
did.
When you kind of, in some ways, had more free time.
In a lot of ways, I had
In a
more
lot of
free time,
ways,
and
yeah.
in a lot of ways, I had less money going out.
Yeah, or less need for money coming in.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could throw a couple hours a week at that thing if you needed to, or if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And now it's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what else is going on, you guys? We should probably get ready to wrap it up, right?
Well, I have a question.
I'm
What
all
is
ears.
Marquetry?
Marquetry. I believe that is what wood burning is, isn't it? Or is that veneer?
Oh, it's like the dude did. Where's that thing? What was that? Electric?
No, that's different.
It
So,
was fractal.
so I can't remember. Did someone say wood?
Well,
something about
someone,
market-
yeah. So Richard in New York said something just now, and I'm pretty sure he said something earlier. Somebody did.
Yeah. So I believe that marquetry is wood burning, and wood burning like fancy
And I
designs or
think it might have
pictures
been
of
in
birds.
relation to like a false binding, like a.
Oh, could you put on a? Yeah, that would be pretty neat. It's either that or it's veneer, and I'm sure someone's typing in what it is. Veneering has a name too, and I don't know. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Maybe it's veneering.
Don Banco says it's just wood inlay. Sheesh.
Marquetry is wood inlay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think.
And then he said sheesh.
Yeah.
Why'd he say that?
I don't know.
All right. So backing up, marquetry is not wood burning. That's some other name. That's a tree.
Well, and he didn't say that. It says it's just wood inlay.
Okay.
So maybe I'm like way off.
Well, who said sheesh?
He did,
He
but
did.
but
Oh.
he didn't say marquetry is wood inlay.
Oh.
Well, I'm
Sheesh.
sure that's what he's talking about.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna stop reading comments.
no, Chris. Please don't stop
do
reading
that.
comments.
Modge Podge. There you go.
It's a pattern or picture made of different wood, so yeah, it's inlay.
Okay.
Yeah. I tried it one time with those. Remember forever ago?
I
was
do.
trying to
We
make a
still have
basket
those.
weave.
Yeah.
But then one was orange wood, and one was white wood, and one was brown wood, and then or purpley brown.
Yeah.
And that was really oily, and it just bled into the
Yeah,
other ones.
yeah.
So it wasn't as cool once it all got glued up.
What is that? What I still want to know, and no one's coming to my aid, coming to my rescue here, emotionally or otherwise. What is wood burning is called? That's got a name too, and I don't know.
Andrew
what-
St. Pierre said Boy Scout badge, something like that.
While that may be a Boy Scout badge, that's not the
That's not what it's
term I was
called?
looking for. Maybe.
Yeah.
So
wood-
that guy,
You got your wood burning badge in your at your Weeblood camp.
for your sash for your Boy Scout
uh-huh.
thing.
Yeah.
So that Don dude said
Uh-huh.
it was just a comment. Sheesh.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Sheesh.
I thought that was
Pyrography.
Maybe that is
Pyrography?
Pyrography. Yeah.
Pyrography. It's called
Pyrography.
soldering. Yes.
Solder.
That's,
Yeah,
that's
it's
how I
basic-
learned
it's
it.
basically a soldering iron. That yeah.
I used to melt shit together all the time with a soldering iron.
If you are interested in texturing your Glock, I guess they'll sell you a handy
oh, really?
soldering iron with different little bits that you can
Yeah?
stab into the plastic. And,
Oh, that seems like a really good way to ruin some plastic.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or look cool.
Or look cool and with a grip.
Jim
that's
Fuller
really,
has
really rough.
has some totally rad ones that are anyway. Anyhow,
Yeah, I don't know.
pyrography,
Uh-huh.
pyrography. That's the one. That's
How
the
do you
word I
say
was
it?
looking for.
Marquetry?
Marquetry. Yeah.
Never heard
That's
that in
the-
my life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the wood inlay. Someone's typing a comment there that looks pretty big.
Which one?
It's coming in.
Marquetry, also spelled as marquetry from the French marketer
Ah.
to variegate, is the
I don't
art
know
and
what
craft of
variegate means.
applying. Yeah, I don't know either. I'm just reading words. Is the art and craft of applying pieces of veneer to a structure to form decorative patterns, designs, or pictures.
I believe that yours truly used the word veneer.
I
But
think you did.
yeah, but then
Okay.
I got sheesh from somebody. So yeah,
Don.
sheesh
It was
kebabs.
just a comment.
Sheesh.
drawing.
Sheesh.
I like sheesh kebab. Those are good.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
All right,
Remember that episode of Andy Griffith where Opie was into wood burning?
pyrography.
And he burnt their house number right on the house.
No, I don't
Yeah.
remember that.
Yep.
He was a scamp. That Opie.
He's a good kid.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta nip it in the bud.
Nip it.
All right, everybody. I think I've had just about enough fun for today.
Good Lord.
That's an hour's worth of Super Bowl Sunday excitement.
Uh-huh.
Thanks for joining us. And I don't know if you guys have had nachos yet, but I would absolutely advise you to have some nachos.
Yeah, seems like a good idea.
Did you have any nachos today, Chris?
I sort of had a nacho.
I had nachos. We went to Chipotle and got a bunch of stuff and then made nachos out of them. It was the hot ticket item. Right, Mrs. Toast?
Yeah, I haven't had any nachos.
Yeah, you ain't going to get no nachos.
Yeah.
Now I
So
want
anyway,
nachos.
guys, thanks for joining us for our Sunday live stream. It's always fun to hang out with you guys. Not you, Chris. And no, come on. Everybody loves you, Chris. Did you know that? People are always like, Chris is so cool. He's like the jet pin router. Matt's lame. He's like a chisel with a busted tip. He's like that broom with the really heavy handle. It's like a shovel with a piece of black pipe for a handle that weighs 38 pounds. Yeah.
It's a workout tool.
It is. No one will steal it. So anyway, so guys, thanks again for joining us. It's always cool to hang out with you guys and Chris and Mrs. Toast. Remember, we've got a bunch of good stuff coming up on the horizon. Please tune in to the website and tune into the YouTube channel for more information on that stuff. Maybe we can get Chris to write a new blog for the website.
Maybe.
Hey, do you think Andrew
Give me a
St. Pierre would
category.
write a blog for the website?
He might, yeah.
He's
yeah,
kind of
give
he's
him
a
category.
wordsmith.
He is a wordsmith.
I think you should just let him go.
I'm more of a
yeah.
tunesmith.
Are you?
Yeah.
I think you're more of a Smith. So anyway, so guys, thanks for watching. If you appreciate content like this, you might want to go over to our Patreon page and consider becoming a member. Every week at the live stream, I pose questions to the Patreon members, and I make sure we answer all those because it's just a cool way to give back to those guys. If you can't do Patreon, though, we totally understand. Just make sure to share these videos as many places as you can think of. Help us grow the channel that way. And I guess let's go ahead and call it a night, right?
Sounds good to me. Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks again, everybody. This is Matt at Texas Toast reminding you, if you're so smart, build it yourself. That's what I do. Thanks for watching, everybody. Look, that's what my shirt says.
So Chris Hatton made a How do I do
It's
that?
up in the corner.
You don't
This
even
one?
know what you're doing.
Other corner.
This one?
No,
Other corner.
This
up in the
up
corner.
corner.
Up.
You've,
up.
yeah. There's 4.
There's an
and
X there.
You've now
He's like, he did
clicked
something.
all 5.
Come on.
He did something and it made me think of.
I don't think you're doing it.
I'm doing it.
There you
Fuck
now
you,
it's gonna
bud
say
pig.
butt
You wanna
face.
fucking